I said I wanted to add on to the live video that I did earlier about the bylaws. One of the reasons why I wanted to post the bylaws was because I attended the forum scheduled for the 17th of this month as a visitor and an observer. I wanted to basically see how the vote went on the parking changes. I observed that the room was pretty much packed. And when I did a count, unofficial estimate of how many folks was there, I counted over 100. I was told that there was no quorum, so therefore, if there's no quorum, then there's no business that can be conducted. But there was a forum, I guess, to allow the people to speak and to express themselves, as different ones spoke about the impact of the parking. Also, I was just kind of surprised that they didn't have a roster to determine who could vote and who could not vote and who were the actual members that was in the room. Like I said, I was a visitor. They would not have known that unless they, checked it, and unless I gave my name and I did not speak at the meeting. But the Article 4, Section 5, speaks about the roster of the membership, and it should be current with the names and the addresses, so you know who can vote and who cannot vote. Also, Section 6 spoke about the quorum, and you only really needed 25% of the vote of the class members. Also, there was a gentleman who asked for the meeting to reconvene at a later date. Attorney was that stood up. The gentleman was. It was stated that he was the attorney. He stood up and he basically shot the man down and said no. It seems like he would have referred the gentleman to the bylaws instead of individuals giving speeches. Speeches is not a legal response to a question that's asked on a legal question. So just because it sounds good doesn't necessarily mean that it is the right answer. And I've attended several meetings, and it seems like the person who has the floor that sits at the table, once they speak, it's that it somehow gives legitimacy to the speech making that they give, and that's not true. That's one way they call it talking down to the members, and they do a lot of that. Also, in Section 7, it speaks specifically to what the young man had requested, which was to reconvene the meeting in accordance with the provisions and requirement of Section 5206 of the Corporation and the Associates Article Anointed Code of Maryland, as from time to time amended. And by that, what it means is that when the bylaws was written, that rule applied in 1993, and it's possible that it has changed since then or it's been updated. So not only is the bylaw says that the individual could make that motion to reconvene, but also that there is a statute or code of Maryland. Now I must do a disclaimer here that this is not legal advice. I'm not trying to hold myself out as an attorney, but I do have some understanding of how the language of law is written. I studied it for 3 years. So I just wanted to put that out. Also, I used to work with a group of students and parents in which we had a parliamentarian that would come in and teach these students as well as their parents of the procedures of participating in meetings. So this is why I am familiar with bylaws. I've also helped individuals craft bylaws for their organizations and articles of incorporations. So these were my observations for me attending the meeting, and this is why I wanted to put the video that I did earlier up, because I addressed each one of these points. So now I basically have to go back. So here I have Section 9, which is action without meeting, because I heard a lot what people were talking about oh, the board do whatever they want to do. No, the bylaw, once again, it gives them guidance. And what it says is that action can be taken, but this action must be by the consent of the membership. And the membership has to do it in writing, and it must be filed with the minutes. And now that has been an issue because I overheard someone say something about the minutes hadn't been approved or something, and that's kind of concerning. Is that you have minutes that are not on the website because they haven't been approved. But again, that's just my observation as a visitor and as an observer at the meeting. I'm going to stop right here.